Ladies and gentlemen, we present the Navy Lark with our 3 stars, Stephen Murray, John Pertwee and Leslie Phillips. Since Wren Chasen broke off her engagement to him, Sub-Lieutenant Phillips has been a changed man. It's one thing to enjoy life and to date other girls when you're engaged, but quite another to be publicly jilted and to have your ring returned to you in a parcel pointedly marked glass with care. But our Leslie has not yet given up the fight.
Hi, good morning, Heather.
Goodbye, Mr. Phillips.
Cheerio, nice to see you. Now, just a minute, Heather. I demand an explanation. What is all this nonsense of you going out with C.P.O. Pertwee?
Strange as it may seem, I happen to like him. I like him very much. At least he's a man a girl can look up to.
And that's another thing. Last time you went out, what was he up to?
Well, give him a chance. We've only been out together once.
With Pertwee, I should have thought that'd just be about enough. Filthy swine! Filthy swine!
Mr. Phillips, I fail to see what all this has to do with you now. You've got your engagement ring back.
Yeah, possibly, but on my finger it looks silly.
Well, then I suggest you sell it.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Who'd buy a second-hand ring that costs only 30 shillings? That's not the point. I shall keep it forever to remind me of happier times. I shall wear it on a piece of string round my neck.
Well, if my third finger is anything to go by, you're in for a bright green chest. Now, if you don't mind, I've got a lot of work to do. I want to get away early tonight.
Very well, then I'll... Early? Why? What are you doing? Where are you going?
Well, if you must know, I'm going out with C.P.O. Pertwee again.
Filthy swine! Filthy swine!
Mr. Phillips.
Filthy swine! Oh, it's you, Captain Swine. Sub-Lieutenant Filthy is speaking. You wanted to see me, Captain Pertwee?
No, nor did I wish to hear you at Force 8 in my office. Get back to your ship and get some work done for a change. Oh, and when you see C.P.O. Pertwee, you might tell him I've got the gramophone records that he wanted to borrow. He can collect them from my office, but I must have them back tomorrow.
Records?
Yes. Yes, I gather he needs them for this evening. Oh, that, he particularly asked for things like the Blue Danube and Tunes for a Starry Night by the Viennese Singing Strings and so on. All background music.
Yes, but background to what? To this way!
Out, Mr. Phillips, out!
Oh, Abel Seaman Johnson has got to bake a pie, because Abel Seaman Johnson said he'd have a try. But Abel Seaman Johnson is such a lousy cook. Abel Seaman Johnson's eaten Mrs. Beaton's book. Oh, Abel Seaman Johnson has got
a lousy voice. Look, what's the steak and kidney pie like?
Just a minute, I'll try it with a knife.
Right. Well?
No, I don't think it is very. It's the same as the other 8 I've made, Chief.
Then stop making steak and kidney pies with glue pastry.
Well, why can't you buy a steak and kidney pie from a shop? Or take Heather out to an high-class caff?
Look, how many more times I've borrowed Dusty Miller's married quarters for the evening, and I want to impress Heather with my magnificent home cooking. In any case, cooking a pie in the ship's galley and warming it up at Dusty Miller's is a flaming sight cheaper than taking her out to the Cafe Romantica.
Ah.
So get the perishing pie right this time. Up to now, she'd have been so impressed with my home cooking, she'd have been speechless. One mouthful and her jaws would have welded together.
Well, at least she couldn't have screamed for help.
No, possibly not. But if you don't bake a decent pie soon, you'll scream all right for mercy. Now look, chuck failure number 9 out of the porthole.
Righto. I name this pie Fatso's Disaster. Pie well and truly launched, Chief.
Good out. Right, now get cracking on the next one, and look, this time, check your receipt.
I can't make another one, Chief. I run out of baking tins.
Hey? You steaming great clown, have you been throwing the tins out of the porthole as well as the pies you've baked them in?
Well, I didn't exactly have any choice. You couldn't separate them.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. Very, very nice indeed. You realise what you've done, don't you?
No.
The old plum-coloured dockyard will be full of floating baking tins.
It won't, you know. With my pastry, they'll have sunk. now, I still can't think what's been going wrong. I followed my mum Min's recipe, very careful.
Yeah, well, then perhaps your mum Min always chucks her steak and kiddly pies in the sea as well.
No, funnily enough, she don't.
Then there must be something wrong with your ingredient minimums.
No, there isn't. No, I've checked them each time I've,
Yeah.
And what's more, good morning.
Come back here. Come here, you chubby shut-up of a chef. What's been going wrong?
Well, before I begin, I'd like to point out it's not entirely my fault.
What happened?
Well, it's the manufacturers, you see. They should use a different sort of packet.
Go on.
Well, it looked like a baking powder packet.
What looked like a baking powder packet?
Well, of course, if I'd remembered the cook made them little model boats in bottles, I'd have realised it only looked like a baking powder packet.
What looked like a baking powder packet?
Well, when you're busy, you see, you just don't notice, do you? I mean, it looks exactly like a baking powder packet.
What did?
It's model boat plastic powder glue.
Model boot plastic powder glue?
Yeah, of course, it could have been worse, you know.
How?
Well, you might have eaten one of them pies I made of it, mightn't you?
If I had, my son, if I had, I can assure you that I'd have waited until it set and I was as heavy as lead, and then I'd have dropped on you from a flaming great iron. And look, stop messing about. Come on, butter cake, baker's man. Bake me a pie as fast as you can. Roll it and pat it and mark it with P. Or Johnsy will boot you in the RSVP.
Number one. On the bridge, Captain Purvis, sir.
That's it. Kitchen closed. Give her a cold ham salad instead.
Oh, belt up, eh? What's old Thunderguts doing aboard? What's he want Mr. Murray for?
Well, perhaps we've got to put to sea immediately, in which case Wren Chasing's due for a sandwich and a telly, instead of a snack and a snog.
Look, don't be daft. Look, I know. You get back to your cooking whilst I found out what's going on.
Blue Danube, tunes for a starry night by the... You can't be serious, sir. C.P.O. Pertwee asked to borrow all this old... these delightful melodies?
He did. But tell him I must have them back by the morning. They belong to my dear wife Ramona's mother. And I must put them back in her collection before tomorrow night.
Very well, sir.
You see, tomorrow is our weekly musical evening. And if I've been a good boy, Ramona lets me wind up the... we have some guests coming and we wish to play the records to them ourselves.
Yeah, I quite understand, sir. Our CEO returns them, but you shouldn't have made a special journey from your office with them, sir. Pertwee could have fetched them.
Yes, well, I wanted to see you about something else, so I brought them with me. I had the security chaps onto me.
Good gracious, whatever have you done? Sold the building plans of your office to the Russians?
Number one, you know perfectly well what I meant. There's been some sort of scare on ever since that Iron Curtain frigate left after her visit yesterday.
Well, it's funny. We were scared while she was here. They kept pointing their guns at us.
What did you do about it?
Sent them a signal, sir. Don't you know it's rude to point?
Really? Well, that's probably what upset them. Well, whatever it was, there's been a report that they'd put a frogman over the side not long before they sailed. So all ships must carry out a full-scale security checkup.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Hello, bridge, number one here.
Starboard lookout here, sir. Leading Seaman Goldstein chatting. What do you make of 'em?
Pardon? Make a what?
Oh, been having a kip in the sun, have you? Good job some of us are awake.
Now, look here, Goldstein.
On the contrary, sir, you look out here. I don't know what they are, but I just assume they weren't. They don't look at all friendly.
Goldstein, what are you talking about?
If I knew, I wouldn't be bothering to chat you up about them, would I, sir? Bobbing about just below the surface they are. All shiny and nasty.
Goldstein, what's bobbing about below the surface out there?
Well, if you were to ask me, and I'm hoping you won't, because I'd rather not know, if it's all the same to you, sir, just in case I am.
I'll ignore that, chiefly because I couldn't make sense of it. Go on.
Well, sir, if you must know, I guess they could be limpet mines.
What? Did he say limpet mines?
Quick, sir, let's look over the side.
No, after you. No, this is your ship. I must get ashore. Yes, I want it urgently. I'll phone you further instructions from under my desk from my office. In the meantime, for pity's sake, don't smoke or stamp about or breathe or blink or anything.
Hello, Captain Povey, sir. Just the chap I wanted to see. Now, I want to chat with you about your secretary, sir. Have you time to come below for a noggin and a cigarette?
Ah! Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Funny chap. What's the matter with him?
Oh, nothing much. He just thinks that a frogman may have stuck some limpet mines onto our hull.
Oh, is that all? Well, there's no need for him to behave. I think I'm going to faint. But not until I'm a long, long way away.
Oi! If anyone's interested, I'm still here. I'm getting more convinced than ever that I won't be here for much longer.
Oh, sorry, Goldstein. What's happened now?
Well, for once the water's fairly clear, sir. And I can see at least 2 of these tin things stuck to our hull below the waterline, sir.
Ah! Mother!
Oh, shut up! Goldstein, whereabouts on the ship are they?
Well, hang on, sir. Well, sir, I'd say they're almost directly below the galley porthole, sir.
Excuse me, Mr. Morrison. I saw Captain Povey aboard and I wondered if anything was up.
Yeah, very probably. There's been a frogman about and we think we've got some limpet mines on our hull.
Oh, well, as long as there's nothing serious. Help! Hey, when you got compassionate leave, sir, I'll pick the pass up at the main gate, sir. Only phone it through quick because I'll be running all the way.
Keep well into the left, Pertwee. I may want to overtake.
Be quiet, the pair of you. No, it's probably all some stupid mistake. Limpet mines, indeed. It's probably something else entirely.
Like what, for instance?
Well, how should I know? It might be old baking tins or anything.
Pardon?
I said it might be old baking tins or anything. Now, we'll just have to send a diver down to have a look.
No. I wouldn't do that. No, they'll be mine, sir. Put to sea at once, sir. Perhaps we'll shake them off with the engine's vibraticals.
Are you potty? They might blow us up.
Well, that's the risk one takes when one volunteers to serve one's flag, sir. One must just take that chance.
No, don't be ridiculous, Pertwee. Captain Povey knows about it, and he wouldn't dream of sending us to sea. We just have to wait until we hear from him that he's arranged for divers to go down.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, what is it, Ginger?
Signal from Captain Povey, sir.
Ah, you see? What did I tell you?
There are no divers available, sir, and you're to put to sea at once, sir.
What?
In the interest of the safety of the rest of the fleet and the dockyard, sir.
Hey, what about our safety?
Oh, that didn't seem to enter into the conversation, sir. Mind you, his voice were a bit muffled like. Sounded as if he was phoning from under his desk, sir.
Very probably. Stand by the cast-off, gentlemen.
Aye, sir. Well, it's an ill wind that blows up nobody any good.
Eh?
This nonsense will put a stop to your evening stog with Heather, hasn't it, Pertwee? Filthy swine!
Oh, shut up and stand by the cast-off.
We're clear of the dockyard, sir.
Splendid. Perhaps Captain Povey will come out from under his desk now.
I doubt it, sir. Not until he hears the bang.
Aren't you the little optimist?
What?
Optimist! That's what the one-legged grasshopper did when he tried to jump onto a blade of grass.
Come again, sir?
When he opt, he missed. I said, when the grasshopper opt, he... Dear, I was so proud of that one. I don't know why I bother.
Neither do we.
Oh, excuse me, you fellows.
Come in, Padre.
Oh, so kind. My best all round.
Anything the matter, Padre?
Well, not exactly, except that I do seem to be a deputation.
A deputation, Padre? Who from?
Well, as near as I can tell, from practically the entire crew. As the ship's welfare officer, such grand and rewarding work, the crew have approached me on a matter of some extreme urgency.
Yeah, all right, what do they want?
They requested me to ask you if you would have any objections to them taking to the boats.
What?
Presumably, they feel the need for some physical, if you'll pardon the expression, exercise and want to go for a bit of a row round.
They don't. They want to put as much water as possible between them and the ship before the mines blow her up.
And I, for one, can see their point. I think I'll join them. Coming, Pertwee?
Me, sir? Me, sir? No, thank you, sir. I trust that I know where my duty as an humble metal lies. I shall stay with my ship to the end.
He's ill. He must be.
He's not. Pertwee, what are you up to?
Me, sir? Just serving my monarch and the flag, sir.
Stout fellow. One of the very best, I'm sure. Nay, I'll go further. I'd say you are the sort of chap in whom one can have every confidence. Every confidence.
Padre, we must get on. Tell the men to carry on with their duties and keep away from the seaboats.
By all means, so shall it be. My regards to all. Regards to all.
Right, Pertwee, you're up to something. And in a very few minutes, you're going to be down to something as well.
Begging yours, sir?
You're putting on our diving gear and going over the side to see what it is that's stuck on the ship's hull.
Me?
You! Mr. Phillips, stop engines.
Aye, aye, sir. Stop engines, Chief.
Well, I'd rather not, sir, but stop engines it is, sir.
And I wonder just how long we shall have to wait before Lieutenant Queeg takes any notice of that.
Captain Povey, sir, I demand to know what you... Captain Povey?
I'm down here.
Good gracious, what are you doing under your desk?
Nothing at all.
Oh, what a very odd place to choose to do it.
I'd lost sixpence.
I'm delighted to hear it. I wish it had been £5.
What?
Murderer!
Chasen, are you out of your...
How dare you send my new boyfriend and my ex-fiancé to their doom, and with the same bang, too. I know all about the need for economy in the Navy, but blowing up the whole of my private life with one mine is going too far.
Well, there may be more than one limpet mine on Troutbridge. In fact, there are probably at least 2.
Charming. What's that, 1 each? I don't care if you stuck 100 out there. You've no right to blow up my snog.
I didn't put the blasted mines on her.
I wouldn't put it past you. Jealousy. That's what it is. I've noticed you bending down to tie up your shoelace opposite my desk.
Chasen, how dare you?
And what happens now? Are you just going to leave them to steam about on the high seas until they go off bang?
There is no need for sarcasm, Chasen. I am taking every possible...
Suffering Codswallop, where is everybody today?
Oh, good grief, the Admiral.
Every office is either deserted or the chap in it is sitting under his desk. Potty, the lot of them.
Oh, completely, sir. I couldn't have put it better myself, sir. Absolutely potty, sir. Every man jack on them, so you've hit the...
Flag, Lieutenant.
Sir.
Shut your cake hole.
Certainly, sir. Cake hole shut, sir.
Not for long, I'll be bound. Povey, what's going on? Just tell me why the dockyard is full of baking tins.
Baking tins?
Povey, if I want an echo, I'll go up a Swiss mountain and shout. Now, where have all these baking tins come from?
I haven't the faintest idea, sir.
Haven't you? Well, I have. One of the salvage tugs has fished out 8, and they're all full of some ghastly glue muck. At first, they thought they were limpet mines, but then they managed to crack one open with an axe, and it had got steak and kidney inside it.
Steak and kidney?
Captain Povey, sir, if the Admiral wants an echo, he'll go up a Swiss mountain. Sir?
Shut your cake hole. Oh, I do beg your pardon.
On the contrary, congratulations. I wish I could have you for my flag, Lieutenant.
You were about to say, sir, that you knew where these baking tins came from.
Yes, and given half a chance, I will. They were all marked RN property, and one of them was also marked HMS Troutbridge.
What? Was it now? Oh, well, sir, just leave this to me. I'll deal with the matter just as soon as Troutbridge docks.
Pertwee? Ship calling CPO Pertwee. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Audibly loud and clear, sir. Your voice sir, and half rocket round inside this diving helmet, sir.
Oh, sorry, pardon. Can you see whatever it is that's stuck on our hull?
Yes, sir. That baking tin, sir.
Baking tin?
Ah! My luggo.
Oh, sorry, pardon again. How many are there?
2, sir. But I've got them both off.
Oh, good man. Bring them up with you.
Aye, aye, sir.
Right, Mr. Queeg, start the winch.
By that you mean right now, I take it.
Well, of course. He's been down in that diving suit quite long enough.
Oh, I'll not quarrel with that. Beats me how you ever got him to go down in the first place. However, getting him up again, well, that's another matter altogether.
What?
Well, the snag is this winch thing, you see, or whatever it is that winds the rope up and down.
You mean there's something wrong with it?
Well, I wouldn't actually care to express an opinion about that myself, no. It's the lad who understands how the mechanical gubbins or whatever they are that work it, he's the one who's not so good.
Oh, not again.
I'm afraid so, yes. Some of his mates took him into Portsmouth and bought him a Chinese meal last night, you see. As I understand it, the sour got him before the sweet could calm things down again. I've seen very little of him since at all. What he's calling his mates through the door was never Chinese, I can assure you.
I can imagine.
Look, boys, if I'm not interrupting anything, could I come up now, please? Or could I at least have some more air?
Wait a minute. Breathe what you've got. You were saying, Mr. Queeg?
Oh, was I really? Oh, yes, the lad. Oh, yes. He sends his best, by the way, from wherever he is. Let's face it, he's there most of the time now. And not as a volunteer at that.
Mr. Queeg, get Pertwee up from below. We must get back to Portsmouth and explain what's happened.
At last. I was beginning to think that Johns had been forgotten. Alley up, somebody.
If I had my way, we'd leave him down there. Filthy swine!
Ah! Oh, my luggos. And for pity's sake, give me some more air.
Oh, shut up. Mr. Queeg, get Pertwee up and let's head back to Portsmouth. Well, gentlemen, I'm waiting. Now, before you go ashore, I demand to know, what is your explanation?
We were rather hoping you'd have one, actually, sir.
I know, sir, it was some callous merchant ship, sir. Without thought for the safety of those who sail the air seas for her gracious, sir. You know what they did? They chucked a load of old baking tins into the brine, sir. I've the evidence right here, sir. 2 baking tins containing a right sticky, soggy load of old muck, sir.
I don't doubt it. I had 8 similar baking tins full in my office. If you dig deep enough, you will eventually find steak and kidney.
Steak and kidney? How common.
Right. And if you look at the base of one of them, you will also find a mark. It says R.N. Property, HMS Troutbridge. What a pity.
Yeah, just a minute, sir. Did you say that you'd got 8 baking tins in your office?
I did.
Yeah, just a minute, sir. Johnson?
Not guilty.
Never mind that. No, look. How many steak and kidney pies did you chuck through the galley porto?
Including the last one, 9.
Right, now. Old Thunderguts has got 8.
Yeah.
I've brought up 2.
Yeah.
8 plus 2 is help! Pertwee's caught a mine! Compassionate leave, sir. I'll collect the pass at the main gate.
What are you talking about?
This, sir. This thing, sir. It's not the same as the rest. It was a flaming sight harder to get off the owl for a start.
Nonsense. This is just a baking tin like all... Captain Povey, sir, perhaps you take it. Not me, Mr. Phillips.
What? Oh, yes, certainly, sir. Just you leave it to me. Chuck it over the side, somebody.
Don't look at me, you Johnson. Got hold of this.
I don't want it.
You've got it.
Oh, you're rotten, a stinking lot of rottens, and a big bang all gone fatso rotten at that. I'll take it away, somebody. Fatso doesn't want to be blown up.
Chuck it over the side, you clown, quick.
All right, but I've got witnesses, so I'm not going to pay for it.
Limpet mine disposed of, sir, as per order. I might have known. With your kind of luck, I might have known. There was bound to be one real mine amongst them. Well, all right, but that doesn't explain how you dumped all those baking tins. Discharging rubbish whilst in harbour is a very serious offence.
Excuse me, Captain Povey, sir. You want it on the ship-to-shore phone, sir?
What? Well, can't it wait?
I doubt it, sir. It's your lady wife, sir. Oh, nasty.
Hello, Captain Povey here.
Henry Purvey, where are my dear mother's records? I was just sorting them out for our musical evening, and all my favourites are missing.
Well, I took the liberty of lending
And
them...
what has happened to Tunes for a Starry Night? Where's my Blue Daniel? Well, it's not good enough, Henry. This is the last time I shall let you play around with me 45, 33 in the third, and 78, I can tell
Leslie Phillips, Stephen Murray and John Pertwee have been mine-sweeping their way through The Navy Lark, written by Laurie Wyman. Leslie Phillips was the sub-lieutenant, Stephen Murray was the number one, John Pertwee was the chief petty officer. Captain Povey was played by Richard Caldecott, Heather was Heather Chasen, Able Seaman Johnson was Ronnie Barker, the Padre was Michael Bates, and the Admiral was Teniel Evans. The show was produced by Alistair Scott Johnston.
The Navy Lark was presented by the BBC.